This is Essential Woodworking, a woodworking channel for people with essential tremor, or for anyone who would like to learn the basics of safe and inexpensive woodworking. Today we're going to build an easy project, a round sanding stick with a coarse surface. The sanding stick can be used to sand the inside surfaces of holes and curves, but the best part is that they're easy to hold on to, which is important if you have a shaky hand. The tools we will be using to build this project include a miter box, a back saw, a flat sanding stick, a ruler, a marking pen, a box knife, and 4 speed clamps. The materials we will be using include a sheet of 60 grit uncoated sandpaper, a bottle of glue, a roll of waxed paper, and a 1-inch diameter dowel that is at least 18 inches long. Make sure that the sandpaper sheet doesn't have a non-slip coating on the paper side of the sheet. A coating would make it difficult for the glue to stick to the paper. Measure the diameter of the dowel that you will be using, which in this case is 1 inch in diameter. Multiply the measured diameter by 3, resulting in 3 inches for this 1-inch diameter dowel. Use a ruler and a marking pen to make cut marks on the sandpaper sheet, 3 inches in at each end of the long edge of the sheet. The end of the ruler provides a good surface to steady the marking pen. Lay a piece of scrap wood on the edge of the bench to protect the bench surface. Lay the sandpaper sheet on top of the scrap wood with the cut marks facing up. Place the sanding stick on top of the sandpaper sheet and line up the edge of the stick with the cut marks. Clamp the sanding stick in place with a couple of speed clamps, making sure that the clamp handles are pointing downward towards the floor. Use a box knife to cut the sandpaper along the edge of the sanding stick. Make sure to keep both of your hands on the handle of the box knife. And here is the most important safety tip that I can give you. If you don't feel that your hands are steady enough to safely make the cut, then get someone else to make the cut for you. Place a yardstick or a meter stick flat on top of your bench. Place the dowel alongside of the yardstick with the end of the dowel flush with the end of the yardstick. Make a mark at the 18-inch line. Hook the edge of the miter box around the edge of the workbench. Clamp the miter box to the bench with a couple of speed clamps. This will lock the miter box in place so that it can't move. Place the dowel along the back face of the miter box with the cut mark at the 90-degree saw slot. Clamp the dowel in place with a couple of speed clamps. The dowel is now locked in place and can't move. Place the saw in the 90-degree miter box slot and saw the dowel. There is no need to put a lot of downward pressure on the saw blade. Let the saw blade do the work. Use a flat sanding stick to chamfer both ends of the dowel. Place a sheet of waxed paper on the bench to protect the bench surface. Make sure to wrap the paper around the edge of the bench. Place the sandpaper strip lengthwise on the edge of the bench with the grit side down. Squeeze out a thin line of glue along the long edge of the sandpaper strip, making sure not to apply too much glue. Spread out the glue with your finger. Again, you don't need a lot of glue. Place the dowel on the edge of the sandpaper strip with the sandpaper strip centered along the length of the dowel. Clamp the dowel in place with a couple of speed clamps and let the glue dry for 30 minutes. Release the clamps, turn the dowel around 180 degrees, and place the edge of the sandpaper strip on the edge of the bench. Squeeze out a thin bead of glue around the body of the sandpaper strip. Don't apply too much glue. It will only make a mess. Use your finger to spread the glue around the body of the sandpaper strip, leaving a thin film of glue. Again, don't use an excessive amount of glue. Roll the dowel along the sandpaper strip until it reaches the edge of the strip. Clamp the dowel in place with 2 speed clamps and let the glue dry for at least 30 minutes. Don't forget to mark the grit number on the handle of the stick. And it's as easy as that, even if you have Essential Tremor. Visit us at our website, essential-woodworking.com, for more projects that are both fun and inexpensive to build.